Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in again today. So, I've had a lot of people requesting some topics from me about how to build a clientele, how to build up their finances in their business, just a bunch of different things. And I did want to put a disclaimer on here. So, for those of you who are new to my channel, I do offer subscription-based education on Patreon, and I cover a lot of those topics that are being requested. So the whole purpose of this YouTube channel that I started was to motivate, educate, and inspire. But the topics I'm covering on this YouTube channel are more of like the insiders of what it's like to be self-employed, what it's like to work in the beauty industry. But if you're looking for very specific education on how to build your clientele and how to build your monies up, and structure your business, you're definitely going to want to subscribe to my Patreon channel, which I am going to link below. And then if you need even more customized into-depth education, I do also offer business coaching slash mentorship where I can walk you through a unique business plan to build your business, build up your monies, and set you up for success. So for anybody on here today who's watching these videos, please, I hope you take something away from these. Stay tuned because I'm going to be covering a lot of good stuff. You don't want to miss out. So when you guys are in business for yourself, one of the things that I see a lot of people do is they tend to give up when things get hard, especially within that first year. So like I remember being my first year in the industry. I mean, I felt overwhelmed. I was scared. I felt worried. I was kind of stressed out because there's just so much to learn. There's a lot to take on. You're building your clientele. You're still trying to work on your skill set. You're not making a ton of money. You're trying to figure out how to format your business to where it's going to function and it's going to turn a profit. And I do feel like a lot of times people get defeated in that first year. And I like to come on here and speak about that stuff because I've been there and I've overcome that. And I want other people who are in those shoes listening to this to know and believe that like it is possible to overcome those challenges. You just have to be willing to put that work in. So when you guys get into business for yourself, you're going to have so many obstacles year over year. One of the false impressions I had was that after I built my clientele, everything was just going to be gravy. I was going to have no problems. I would have it all figured out. But I mean, honestly, till this day, being 8 years in, every year it poses a new set of challenges, a new set of obstacles, a whole new process of things to learn. So we're never done overcoming obstacles and challenges in our business. So we have to figure out first is like how to get through that first year because the statistics for our industry of people making it in this industry long term are not the best right now. They usually say people don't make it in this industry past 2 years. And they're lucky if they get past 5. And a lot of the times it's because people just think that if things don't get figured out in that first year, we got to give up. We got to find a whole new job now. Like we're going to go back to college because this isn't working. And that's not how it works. So I talked about this in my previous videos. My first year in the business, I only brought in 21,000 that first year. So I was like struggling. I wasn't making good money. It was a huge sacrifice coming from the job I had worked prior, going into being self-employed where I was making way more money. I definitely took a big pay cut that first year to build up my business. But you know what? I sacrificed and I kept showing up. And my second year in business, you know, I was ready to make more money. I was ready to double up. I wanted to earn more than what I did the year before. And I would just keep marketing myself. I would keep meeting clients. I would keep taking on projects. I wouldn't say no to anything because I wanted to make money and grow in this business. So that second year in, I mean, there's so many things that I went through dealing with clients canceling last minute, clients no showing. You know, when you're new, you have redos. Someone's not happy with the way their hair looks and it gets discouraging. I mean, you name it. Like, I mean, we all go through these challenges at one point or another in our career, but you can't let that stuff deter you or hold you back. Maybe you did a service for somebody and you don't like the way the service turned out and the client didn't like it. You have to be able to take stuff like that as a learning lesson and don't ever look at them as failures because nothing is ever a failure when you're going through the process of owning a business. It's always a learning experience and it's always a learning process. And you're always going to become better from those mistakes. I don't want to say it in a negative way because I feel like people look at failures and mistakes negatively, but failures and mistakes are opportunities to grow and to learn. So by the time I ended my second year and I closed out my books, I doubled up my money. I made double what I made the year before, and I just kept pushing forward. And every year in business, I mean, I had different obstacles I had to overcome. When 2020 hit and I was, in business, we got shut down March 17th, 2020. And I mean, talk about like anxiety central. Like I was super stressed out. I'm a single mom. I'm the breadwinner. I provide financially. My business was shut down. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, what am I doing now? Like, fuck. So I lived on my savings for a couple months until we were able to open back up. I went back to work and I started working my ass off. I started working 7 days a week. I was just working early to late because I was trying to reaccumulate that money I had spent while we were shut down. And I think 2020, I just like took off that year. Like it like clicked. I was like, I don't want to be in this boat. I don't want to struggle. Like I don't want to be at the mercy of like us shutting down and us having to wait to get money sent from the government to be able to get by. So when they opened us back up, I just worked my ass off. I would go in at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll leave at 8 o'clock at night. I was double booking myself and I was just really trying to like stack my money up, save it, and get a game plan together for where I wanted to head in the future with my business and for the following year. So 2020 really got me into gear because as many of you know, like that threw all of us for a curveball. It was super challenging going through COVID, not knowing if we were open, if we were closed, especially as like a business owner, being a single mom, like daycare shut down, work shut down, trying to figure out where money's coming in. I mean, the obstacles every year I've been in business, they're always different, but it's like we always have to look for the resolutions and how to overcome those problems. And I didn't let that deter me. I know a lot of people when that happened were like, oh, I'm leaving the industry. I'm going to go work for Amazon. I'm going to find another job. I didn't do that. I just buckled down and I stuck with it. I stayed in connect with my clients. I reached out to them. I stayed in touch to let them know that when we opened, we'd be returning back to the salon and I'd be booking them immediately. So I did not abandon ship of my business. I just stayed in touch with my clients and I communicated with them that the business was going to be there when we opened and I was ready to take them on. So I don't ever abandon my business regardless of what's going on in my life, what obstacles we have. I am committed to making sure my business thrives and it grows. So regardless of, whatever obstacles come your way, you have to be able to commit to your business. You're essentially marrying your business because you are giving your business 110% of your energy, your life, your emotions. You're giving your time to that business to grow it. So you have to look at it almost like a baby that you're growing and nurturing and helping that business develop. You have to show up even when shit's hard and like when things are falling apart, and you have to find ways to find a resolution. So for me, it's just to keep showing up and maintain your connections with your clients. I think that's huge in this industry, is to maintain connections with your clients. Like even if you don't see a client for a long time, call them, text them, let them know you're thinking about them, ask them how they're doing, see if they need anything. Networking and building up a network of people in your business and in your local area will help your business to thrive and grow. So you fast forward, 2020, we had COVID, we were shutting down off and on. I still worked my ass off that year, saved up money. 2021, moved into my suite. And 2021, moving into my suite, that was just a whole other set of obstacles, being a new suite owner, just trying to understand like the ins and the outs and the responsibilities of it, starting a website. I mean, I just went through a lot of different challenges that year, trying to learn how to structure my business to where I could get clients to respect my time, and like being in business, like it's always up to us to teach our clients like what our policies are and how we structure our business and to set that expectation of where we, want to be met as far as like respect of our time and of our craft and what we do, and being professional and clear and concise when you're expressing that to people so they kind of know where you stand. So, I mean, 2021, once again, like so many obstacles, there's so many things learning being a new suite owner. And once again, it's, every year you have different challenges. So, for those of you who are new in your business, who are kind of feeling like maybe you're not making enough money yet, you're not sure if it's going to work, maybe you're considering getting a different job, maybe you're just not sure if this is for you, I would really recommend to commit to building your business for a good 24 months and letting it really unravel and giving it 110% before you decide it's not working. Because typically, in my experience, it takes a good 2 years to really get an established clientele and solidify your business and build a reputation and get your name out there. And every year after that, you're going to grow. It's going to be a lot easier. You're going to get everything dialed in, but you're always going to experience more challenges. So for any of you who are like maybe in the midst of your career, you're not super new and you're not super old and you kind of feel like you're stagnant, my next like recommendation for you when you get to that point is to take a step back and really evaluate yourself. Like, are you doing what you love doing? Are you offering the services that you love? Are you happy with the policies you have set up? Are you happy with the schedule you have set up? Like, those are things to take into consideration when you start getting into that mid-career kind of like burnout where you feel like you're not seeing results, or maybe you're not making as much money as you want. I definitely hit those points in my career where I was like, damn it, I should have charged more for that service, or I should have not took that client back after they've canceled on me 5 times in a row. So it's like you have to get very honest with yourself, and you have to take a step back, and you have to evaluate your business, and you have to make changes and modify. Don't be scared to do that. I still till this day evaluate my business and look for areas where I can modify and I can improve. And that's something that should be done throughout the course of your career. So moving forward now, it's 2023. Going in now on year 8. I've been self-employed for 6. And I mean, every year, once again, like I've had different challenges, different obstacles. I'm trying to branch my business out into different areas now, getting into more education and more filming. That's a whole different set of obstacles, but I just want you guys to see, like, I'm a person standing here today who started from zero. I built myself from scratch. And I definitely feel like if you're in that place where you're starting from zero, or you're not where you want to be at, I hope you can look at me and understand that it is possible to be successful in your business and overcome those challenges. And if you ever are in need of any guidance, just know that I do offer coaching. You guys can always hit me up for that, and I'm going to drop the links below. I hope this motivated you guys. Please feel free to send me any questions in the comments below. I would love to answer them. Have a good day.